research demonstrates that exercise, or lack of it, is more a determinant of health than people give credit for. In fact, exercise can lengthen your life. Studies show that regular exercise, that's most days of the week, can enhance overall well-being and reduce the risk of certain cancers. Several studies have pointed to the positive impact of exercise on the body's cardiovascular system. One large study over a 15-year period found a correlation between men who exercised and the healthier levels of blood pressure and lower stroke risk compared with those who did no exercise at all. The research revealed that the physical activity that men undertook, they were 57% less likely to develop high blood pressure. Another study demonstrated that physically active people had 68% fewer strokes than those who were inactive. So, get moving.
We are here in the picturesque and mountainous region of Umiberg, 588 meters above sea level. Here we take exercise to another level. We have here two veterans of exercise who epitomizes what it means to keep healthy and active in old age. Now let's interview them first. Let's have Werner. Werner, for you life means to move.
Right.
And having retired in your 60s, you're now living a new vibrant lifestyle. Tell us a little bit about that.
I've been working at the bank for over than 40 years. And then I knew it's better to be outside, and I want to move, as you say. I often play tennis, then I go to the mountains, I have a cycle, I have a mountain bike. As we got fair weather, I'm always outside, if I can do it. And I enjoy it really very much.
Fantastic.
It's my life.
Now, what would you say to older people who think, I can't move, I can't do very much? What would you tell them about living and moving and being active as you age?
The most important thing is to move, not to get rusty.
And how long have you been coming to these mountains to exercise? You walk a lot. How long have you been doing that?
Since many years. I have already gone to the mountains with my parents, and
Great.
I have good souvenirs. And, well.
So many more years of activity to come. Excellent.
Sure, yeah.
Adelaide, now you are exceptional at the grand old age of 78.
Yeah.
Now you've been on these mountains or doing mountain walks for over 40 years. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, you know, I always are a guide in an alpine club for older people, and we usually go every week, once a day, and we walk around maybe 3-4 hours.
Wow.
And then, but in earlier time I was also trekking. I was in Nepal.
Okay.
Trekking, and I also did a little climbing, but not too much, you know, because in earlier time when we were children or girls, we couldn't go to the mountains. We had to work at home and so on. I was about 40 when I started up to the mountains, but I grew up here in the mountains.
Fabulous.
And I like them.
Good.
It's in every season, you know, in springtime, wintertime, summer, the mountains, they give you really
lovely.
Some help.
Good.
And also for the soul, it's very good.
Excellent. Now tell us what your day is like. What's a typical day like for you? And how many activities would you do in that day?
Usually I have my walk in the morning about 1 hour, 2 hours, and then once a week I make longer walks, you know, about. And then sometimes I also do little gymnastics and so on. And in winter I'm going swimming in the pool, you know, for keep.
Wow.
You really have to move yourself all the time, otherwise the bones won't work anymore.
Excellent.
They're
so
getting
how
older.
do you feel? Tell us how you feel.
Oh, I'm feeling
at
good.
the end of the day.
But, you know, I'm really healthy, and I have a good, how you say, good health. I'm not sick at all, you know.
Good.
Yeah.
So no aches and pains then?
I always say thanks for that.
No pains, luckily.
No pains, good. And your final word to people as they age, what would be your message?
Oh, you just have to move around and and eat in kind of control, you know.
Good.
You just
Healthy
control
food.
yourself. And,
Good.
yeah.
Good. So the message is keep active. It's helped you to stay young, and may you enjoy many more moments in the mountains. Keep moving. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We've just spoken about being active in old age. But of course, an important part of that is the foods we eat to maintain stamina and endurance. And coming up a mountain like this, you need lots of stamina, Adele, don't you?
Yes.
Angelette, tell us a little bit.
Force.
That's right. Tell us a little bit about the foods that are important to build stamina and endurance while you're as active as Verna and Adelaide.
Well, as you get older, it's important to look after yourself, like they've said, and exercise is great for bone health. And the thing with nutrition is that lots of fruit and vegetables, the research shows that it benefits bone health. So having fruits for breakfast, vegetables at lunch, for supper, being creative, making salads is all wonderful. Also, as we age, we don't absorb our nutrients as well. So it's really important to ensure we chew our food properly, or to make soups to break the food down so it can get absorbed more easily, or smoothies. But for stamina, it's good to have a good breakfast, to eat starchy carbohydrates, such as whole grains, whole grain bread, whole grain pasta. If you have your skin on your potatoes, like sweet potatoes or new potatoes, that's all very important for good health and better stamina.
Fabulous. And Adela, do you think those foods are on your plate each day,
Also,
is it?
and what I always have to tell you, you should also drink, especially when you're getting older.
Stay
Just plain
hydrated.
water.
That's right.
That's what we need.
So hydration is important as you come up these mountains. Any final tips in terms of general well-being for people who are very active and, you know, take mountain treks? What would you say?
I would say always combine your carbohydrates with protein, because protein will help the carbohydrates to last for longer.
Great.
So high fibre carbohydrates, good quality protein is important.
Fabulous. Well, thank you both. You've really enlightened us on what it means to keep healthy, keep active, but eat well to ensure you have the energy to take on these challenges. Thank you both.
We also think.
Let's talk about the benefits of walking. A Japanese study followed over 30,000 women aged 40 to 69 to test the value of exercise as they aged. It was found that women who walked for an hour or more a day and included additional weekly exercises of up to an hour reduced the risk of developing breast cancer by more than a half. The results were the same for women who were postmenopausal, which proves that it's never too late to get moving. Let's step up the pace a bit and talk about running. Did you know that when you run, it enhances longevity? Well, a US study from Stanford University advocated jogging as a key health activity impacting longevity. 500 runners aged 50 plus and a similar group of non-runners were studied over a 23-year period. 19 years into the study, 34% of the non-runners had died, compared to only 15% of the runners. While both groups experienced disability with advancing age, the runners stated that the onset of disability commenced later, an average of 16 years later than the non-runners. Even in their 9th decade, the health gap between them continued to widen. Running appears to slow the rate of the heart and artery-related deaths and was associated with fewer early deaths from cancer, neurological disease, infections and other causes. There was no evidence that runners were more likely to suffer osteoarthritis or need total knee replacements than non-runners. Keep running for health. Let's turn our attention now to water exercises. Let's begin with swimming. Did you know that swimming is an excellent overall exercise for body sculpting? It increases muscle tone, agility and coordination. In fact, it uses all the muscle groups. And the body benefits from this overall exercise. It's a low-impact exercise, which means it's excellent for rehabilitation and for those recovering from injury. Water acrobatics is an exciting way to step up the pressure, whilst increasing the strengthening of the muscles and developing stamina, whilst enjoying the buoyancy of the water. So Angelette, can you just share with us some of the foods that work with exercise to help improve an active lifestyle? What do we need to eat?
Well, exercise makes the heart pump faster. It makes the blood flow quickly. And so it's important to be able to protect the heart and the blood vessels. And you do this through eating colourful vegetables because they're rich in antioxidants. We're talking about things like grapes, blueberries, dark red vegetables. All kinds of fruits and vegetables are very important to protect the heart and blood vessels. Also, when you exercise, you do use more energy, and the body makes energy in very special kind of energy factories known as mitochondria. Inside the mitochondria, there's a special nutrient called beta-carotene that likes to concentrate in there. And when it concentrates there, it helps to protect the body from any damage that any energy production might cause. So eating lots of dark orangey vegetables like pumpkins and squash and sweet potatoes and carrots are very important in terms of protecting the body during energy production. And then finally, blood sugar balance, that's important. So many people have a high risk of diabetes now, especially to do with weight gain and things like that. So it's important to eat whole grains rich in fibre, to combine your protein and your carbohydrates such as jacket potato and hummus or fruits and nuts. That helps to promote balanced blood sugar. I should mention finally that you spoke about cancer. We need immune boosting foods for cancer to promote the immune system, such as garlic, onions, dark green leafy vegetables. All of those things help to the body to function better and work with exercise to promote health benefits.
Great, so you've shown us a range of foods, so diet and exercise can work really well together to enhance health. Thank you.
Right, yeah.
Today we're here in Schwyz, the central part of Switzerland, amidst the lush expanse of vegetation, which provides an idyllic setting for the activity of fruit picking. Let's join Joyce now as she tells us a little bit about this wonderful family activity and how we can get engaged with fruit picking. Joyce.
Well, actually, I myself really enjoy picking berries, and it's so wonderful to be in the nature. And as I watch families coming, parents with their children, grandmas with their grandchildren coming picking berries, and I tell you, I see so much joy in the eyes of these children as they await that wonderful moment when mother will be making smoothies, sorbets, and all kinds of wonderful desserts for their families.
Great. We have here a range of berries. We have blueberries, raspberries, strawberries and red currants, which scientists tells us have a high level of antioxidants which are beneficial for our health. I'm going to invite Angelette Müller, who's a nutritional consultant, and she's going to come and tell us a little bit about how these berries can be beneficial to our health. Angelette, what can these provide for us?
The great thing about berries is that they're small. That means one portion of berries, which is about a handful, is packed with fibre. This means it has a lower glycemic index, which simply says sugar goes into the blood more slowly. So people who are diabetic or have blood sugar problems will benefit from eating berries. The other great thing about berries is that they contain a super antioxidant called ellagic acid. Ellagic acid is very good because when you eat the berry, it goes into the system, concentrates in the brain and helps to protect the brain from damage.
Right.
This helps to reduce the risk of Alzheimer's and dementia and improve things like memory and cognitive function, which simply means thinking and reasoning, which is really good. As you age, memory tends to decline a bit. But overall, they're beautiful fruits that kids love, adults love, and can all benefit in terms of health.
All right, and so a lovely fruit pie for dessert would be great if one of these berries are included.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. We're here in Umerberg with Lucas, who is in partnership with a small organic farm produce. Now, Lucas, tell me a little bit about the business here, how it got started and how long it's been going.
Okay, we're producing vegetable here since 12 years, and we started smaller than we are now, and now we grow vegetable on about 1 hectare in the outside and 1,500 square meters covered with in greenhouses.
Great.
So we're producing seasonal vegetable. In winter we have a lot of root things, carrots, celery, and misty salad. It's a specialty from here. And in summertime we have all seasonal products up from peppers, tomatoes, melons. What do you want?
Fabulous. So a range of vegetables, seasonal vegetables. Now tell us a little bit about the people who come here. Who comes to buy fresh organic products and what do they think of it?
There are people who like quality. They think about what they eat. So there are young mothers with young babies.
Okay.
So they it's from the whole society, from working class to business women, everything. People who like quality food products.
So you have a range of customers who want fresh products rather than going to the supermarket. They prefer to come here.
Yeah, it's also more intimate to buy vegetables. We have a lot of customers we know now since over the years, and it's very personal to buy vegetable here. We can, if we have time, we can make a little conversation, or if there are some people together, they share menus, how to cook something, or it's just funny in here. It's,
that's lovely.
It's more, it's personal to buy vegetable here.
Now, finally, I'm going to be cooking a vegetable casserole this evening. And can you tell me which root vegetables, and I want to have a very rich vegetable casserole. So let's go and have a look at some of the things I can get.
You want more in summer or more?
Autumn. Well, we're now in autumn almost, so a nice warming vegetable. Shall we have a look? Okay.
8 people, if you...
And there we have it, a basket full of the most fresh vegetables, organic, ripened by the sun. This is going to be a wonderful dish. Let's get cooking.
Yes, do it.
Now, Joyce, it was really interesting speaking to Lucas about the range of organic products he has. Now, tell me, I'm intrigued. When you come shopping, I know you come here very frequently to buy your produce for your food. How do you choose one vegetable over another? What criteria do you use when you come shopping here for your food?
Well, I usually look for colors.
Okay.
Now, in this case, I would choose this one as opposed to this one.
Right.
Because this has a richer color.
All right, okay.
And then I prefer this one because it's nice and crispy and it's nice and green.
So this is a darker green than this one.
Exactly.
So you choose the richer
this
colors.
one. Exactly, right?
Okay.
And of course, this is one of my favorite and excellent vegetable. And so I usually take this as well.
So these broccoli looks slightly different to the one in the UK, but this looks really rich, because, you know, with the organic, obviously, it's going to be more flavourful and rich in nutrients. We'll ask Angelette about that in a minute.
And of course, this is another wonderful vegetable,
fennel.
Isn't it?
And
I like to use this raw.
Oh, you use this raw in your cooking. What
Yes.
dishes would you use that in?
For salads.
Oh, your
and
salads,
actually what
yes.
I do is I grate this and I make it with grated apples.
Oh.
It makes a wonderful, wonderful
I think
salad.
you'll have to do that first before we leave.
And these beans.
Okay.
I love beans, any kind of beans. And this is a special herb to cook with the beans.
All right.
It enriches the flavor of the beans.
Okay, what's this
All right?
called?
This is called Bohnenkraut. That means
Okay.
a bean herb.
Oh, fabulous. Should we take a little sprig of that?
Oh,
then?
I take it usually with me when I buy the beans. So I'd have to have another basket so that I
Now,
can fill it up.
This is unusual. What type of beans are these? Should we use Angela's basket to get the rest of them? What type of beans are
This
these?
what you call bush beans. I
Oh,
don't know
wow.
what you would call it, what the original name in English
All
is.
right.
But in German they call
Lovely.
it bush beans.
And how many of these would you be using if you had a stew? How much would you get?
Actually, this, to make it as a vegetable for my family of 3 or 4 people, I would need at least a pound.
Right, which would be
pound.
about
A
handful, so?
some more.
Okay, more. Oh, wow.
about
We're going to
that
be
much.
nutritious then. There we go. Right, anything else? And then I'll ask Angelette about the nutritive value of these. Angelette, what would you like to tell us? What can you share with us about the value, the nutritive value of these vegetables we've chosen?
Well, to begin with, they're organic, and
Yeah.
organic vegetables have high levels of vitamins and minerals inside, so they tend to be more nutritious. In terms of the specific vegetables here, you have the green beans, which are very good. They've got a low glycemic index, they've got a good fibre that will promote positive bacteria in your gut. You've got the carrots that are rich in beta carotene.
Yes.
And that's brilliant because we need that when we're making energy to
That's
protect our
right.
body, and I've
That's
spoken
right.
about that before.
Yes.
Then you have the sweet corn, which is really tasty, and it's a really tasty dish, and kids really love that. You have the broccoli, that has been associated with reduced risk of breast cancer and cancer in general.
Yeah.
It's very powerful, the chemicals, plant chemicals that contains. Then you have the lettuce. Now lettuce is an interesting food. It's very low in calorie, but it's also rich in plant chemicals.
Yes.
So it's a good choice to have.
Yes.
Lots of leafy vegetables, easy to prepare in salads.
Yes.
Then you have the leeks, which belong to a family called the allium family, and they help with anti-cancer, and they help with lots of other things in terms of detoxification.
Good.
Garlic, leeks, onions, they all belong to the same family.
I'm excited about the beetroot. I know
Yeah.
it's very good for detox. Tell us a little bit about how beetroot works in the body. And
Well, beetroot is not a well-researched vegetable. So, I mean, we only know about how vegetables work in the body based on the research. But from experience, people who drink beetroot juice tend to have or find that they detoxify quite effectively.
That's
and if
right.
you drink too much, you can have spots and things like that, which is like a speeded up
response.
liver detoxification
Right,
reaction. Some people believe that, some people don't.
Right,
But, I mean, obviously, the skin is a major organ of detoxification. So if it's not getting out through the urine and the stools, it's going to try to come out through the skin. Okay.
Celeriac is a very interesting food.
It's low glycemic index. I mean, it's very good for prebiotics. A prebiotic is something that is almost like a sugar that bacteria in the gut like to feed on. So it's a good source of prebiotics.
Right.
So yeah, there are lots of fruits and vegetables, good choices, and
fabulous.
organic as well, which is brilliant.
Yes. So there we have it. Health at its best, or food choices at its best. Thank you, Angelette.
It's interesting over here to see the children eat carrots just whole like that. In the UK, research says that kids need to have the carrots chopped up in order for them to eat it. So it's very interesting. A different culture in Switzerland, they eat tomatoes like apples and carrots like cheese sticks. It's much better alternatives.
We're here at the home of Maestro Herbert Blomstedt, world-renowned musician, conductor, performer, and health enthusiast. Professor Blomstedt, now with such a demanding lifestyle, with so many appointments, what health principles have you lived by to enable you to be as energetic and fast thinking? Of course, conducting those orchestras, you've got to have a lot of, really good memory. What is it that has helped to shape the lifestyle to make you such an agile 83-year-old, I believe? Just tell us a little bit about your health practices.
I wish I could give you a formula there, but I cannot do it. And if I would try to do it, it would not be really truthful. I don't apply any health principles in my life. I just live the way I feel best.
Right.
I enjoy life, and I hate things that are poisonous to me.
Yes.
I abstain for things that I know are not good for me. The secret is really God's secret. Some people He makes more energetic than others. Some people He gives good health, others He does not give so good health. Of course, it's our duty to take this talent that we have got, take care of it in the best possible way. So that's the reason why I stick to my way of life. But I never go to tell to anybody, oh, don't eat meat, don't drink coffee, don't smoke. I just go and show them my own example, and it's just good sense not to do these stupid things.
Well, having analysed your life, you seem to have a very organised day, and you're quite active. Tell me what your day involves. I know you do a lot of walking on a daily basis and you sleep well. Just tell us a little bit about how that fits into your daily pattern of life.
Well, my daily life, as a conductor, involves lots of physical exercise. And first of all, I stand at least 8 hours a day. Stand on my feet. I don't sit, I stand. The sound of the orchestra, it sounds better when I stand. If I sit down, as many of my colleagues do, it doesn't sound the same way. I get a richer sound when I stand. So that keeps me, not tied to a chair, with angles in my knees and my hips. I stand. Then I move my arms, of course, all the time when I conduct the orchestra, but I don't move my hands very much. I don't make a sort of boxing match when I conduct. I rather do caressing movements. I love my musicians and my music. But I move all the time. That's healthy.
Yes.
But I don't move my legs so much. So that's my concern. If I don't walk at least half an hour a day, I start to get pain in my knees.
So that's a very good health practice, daily walking.
I always walk.
So activity, daily movement of 30 minutes to an hour you'd advocate. Now, what about sleep? I know sleep is important to boost the brain cells and good for memory. Would you say you get adequate sleep?
Usually I get quite good sleep. Later, when I get older, I get less sleep. And sometimes, in the beginning, it was bothering me. When I was 50 years old, it started bothering me. But then I found out I don't need so much sleep. And fortunately, I can take a nap, and go to sleep in 2 minutes. I'm asleep. And I am very often tired because it's a very tiresome activity to always use your head to the utmost. Concentration over long periods of time. And when I say concentration, I mean every second.
Yes.
Because if you are not concentrated in every fraction of a second in front of the orchestra, you will lose your influence over the musicians. And your power of the music, your openness to listen. You have to be absolutely concentrated, just like a surgeon, you know, and every second when he operates in the heart, he cannot just take a coffee break of 2 minutes and go away. He must be there all the time. Yes. That's very tiring. So I am often very tired, and especially when my mind is not challenged, I go to sleep.
So here you are at 83, what we would call a super senior. You've done so many wonderful accomplishments. What would be your final word for the viewers in terms of living the optimal life? What would you say to them?
Listen to your nature, your inner voice, and go after the spirit, not after the fashion. Not after what everybody does. Think twice. What is your nature? What do you really want? When you relax, do something productive. Not stupid things. Don't relax with the way many people do, doing stupid things that are really spoiling you and harming you in the long run. Do good things. Refresh your spirit when you are tired. Do something that challenges your mind. Enjoy being yourself, not going with the mass. Not even with your best friends. Be yourself. Be always, of course, be considerate about your environment. Love your friends, your family. And perhaps the most best way to relax is to be with the family. Do something for somebody else. A musician or an artist, he has to think about himself all the time. He himself is his art. He works with himself as a tool. So we can get very self-centered, which is not very healthy. So do something for somebody else, for your children, for your wife, for your friends. Do something for them. Help them, make them happy. And you will get the bonus yourself.
Fabulous. What a prescription for a successful life. Here we have it, a man who has been gifted by God through the instruments of music, but who's also gifted the world with this exceptional talent. We have here a wonderful book which has captured your life and all the accomplishments. And life is about putting its mark. And as I look through this book, Herbert Blomstedt, indeed it epitomizes what it means to live life to the full. Well, may God bless all the days of your life. And viewers, as you listen, may you too follow the indelible steps. You've definitely left an indelible mark on the history of music. And may your name too be chronicled in the annals of life as a super senior, as Professor Herbert Blomstedt. Thank you so much.